Hello folks, this is Sullla again. You're listening to another video for League of Legends, this one featuring Nunu and Kogmaw. This is taken from one of our Tuesday night viewer night games, so everybody here, either followers of the channel or just people who wanted to show up to check out what was going on. In this game, I'm going to be playing as Nunu, and alongside me is Verisnox playing as Kogmaw. Then on the rest of our team, we have Speaker playing as Veigar, Blink Udai playing as Lee Sin, and Apocalyptic Gods playing as Yorick. Then on the other team, we have Awesome Sauce playing as Xinjiao, Bianasan playing as Sona, Confused Killers playing as Caitlyn, Kaladbolg 85 playing as Lee Sin, and Angel of Death playing as LeBlanc. So those are the two sides here. Now, just a word before we get started. I haven't been able to put up a whole bunch of videos for League of Legends this week. It's been about a week or so since I actually put up a video, and usually I'm pretty good about that. I actually am usually able to get out a video every 2 to 3 days. But unfortunately, in this past week, I have been quite busy. I've been getting ready to teach another course at university, so I've been putting together a whole bunch of lectures, having to write the lectures, and having to pick out the reading assignments that the students are going to be working on, and just doing a whole lot of stuff to get ready to start teaching. So unfortunately, real life does intervene sometimes, and just did not have a whole lot of time this week to get ready. Not a whole lot of time this week just to get ready for League of Legends stuff. So I'll do my best to try and remedy that. Gonna put up this video right here with another one of these bottom lane pairings, but can't make any promises. I do have to get my actual work done before I can devote time to doing this League of Legends stuff. So anyway, for this game, Nunu and Kogmaw are going to try to focus on this pairing. It's been getting played a lot recently, and it's really been popularized by Moscow 5. They're the ones who everybody seems to be talking about in the League of Legends community right now. They have been playing Nunu as a support quite a bit. They're hardly the only ones who have ever played Nunu as a support, but they have popularized it quite a bit, and they've had a lot of success in tournaments, specifically with this combination of Nunu plus Kogmaw. So this is our attempt to practice this as well, get in a little practice with it, and try to sort of figure out why it works so well, and figure out why Moscow 5 has been having success with this. So I'm going to go through and talk about that throughout the video. Anyway, right here we were trying to pull the double golems, but then the golems actually reset. We didn't do a good job of doing it, and in fact we just decided, hey, let's just back off. We'll just do the we'll just pull the red buff here for our jungle Lee Sin for Blink Udai. So we ended up just not doing double golems. We probably should have, in all honesty, so that wasn't the best job on our part, but oh well. This is actually the first time I've tried to play support Nunu, and I'll try to go through and talk sort of about why Nunu works as a support, although I'm still of course trying to learn how to play him as well, since as I said, this is actually my first attempt at playing support Nunu. So Nunu has traditionally been known as a jungler. He was one of the strongest junglers for ages and ages and ages, but one of the problems with Nunu jungle is he got hit really hard by the Season 2 changes to the jungle when they swapped over from the old jungle to the new jungle. So old jungle was based on minion camps that were harder to kill, that did more damage, but then also gave you more golden experience. New jungle is more based on fast clear times, clearing lots of small camps really quickly. So Nunu, not particularly good at that. Nunu's jungle clearing was all based on his consume, where he eats a minion and then deals a ton of damage to it. So that works well on a few big camps, but not so well on a couple smaller camps. Anyway, I'll get back to this in a minute because we do have a gank getting set up right here. Here comes Blink Udai. We're going to go after Confused Killer, the Caitlyn player. Going to use her cleanse, though, as I use my exhaust on her. And so this gank is not going to work out. A nice attempt by Blink Udai, the level 2 gank with red, very common for Lee Sin. So we're not going to get a kill, but he is going to help us put a little bit of pressure on this lane and force them to play a little bit more conservatively. So that's a good sign. Okay, as I said, Nunu was probably hurt more than any other jungler by the switch to the new jungle. He doesn't have any area of effect damage, no AoE, so he tends to keep creep camps relatively slowly in the new jungle. He can only consume one minion, and he just doesn't really fit that well. So, I mean, you can still play him as a jungler. He's not terrible as a jungler, but he's certainly not one of the strongest, and in a lot of ways, he might be better as a support right now than he actually is as a jungler. So let's go through and explain why he works as a support, and I'm going to do that by highlighting his abilities. The one that the first and foremost of these is his W skill, his Blood Boil. So I'm going to highlight this here for you. This is a skill that allows him to give extra movement speed and attack speed, and he gives it to both himself and an allied champion, and that's really the secret secret of why he's able to work as a support. So I put 1 point in that at level 2. I started with his E, his snowball, which I'll talk about in a second, and then I'm going to put a second point in this at level 2, or at level 3, excuse me. I'm going to take it to rank 2. So increases movement speed, increases attack speed. By the way, we're trying to get ganked by a jungle Lee Sin, the Lee Sin on the other team, and yes, we do have double Lee Sins here, but we do have a ward down, so it's not really going to be that successful. Gives him extra movement speed and attack speed, so this is really quite useful. Because it's on a relatively, because it lasts for a long time, notice that it lasts for 15 seconds, and the cooldown is 13 seconds with a little cooldown reduction. I think the base is 15 seconds, and then I have a little cooldown reduction. So you can keep your carry permanently blood boiled here in lane with this, and you give them extra movement speed, so it starts at 11%, goes up to 15%, the movement speed, but more significantly, the attack speed. Starts at, I think, 25% attack speed, and it goes up actually to 65% attack speed, and that is a ton of attack speed. So like I said, you can just keep your AD carry permanently blood boiled in lane. That's the little red graphic around the two of us that indicates that that's the blood boil. So I can just keep Varus blood boiled constantly all throughout this laning matchup. And the other thing that's nice about it is it's a very mana-friendly skill. It only costs 50 mana to use, so it really costs almost nothing. And in fact, you can see I'm actually on full mana pretty much the whole time here, even though I'm using Blood Boil constantly. So there's no reason for your AD carry not to be permanently Blood Boiled. So anyway, movement speed, a little bit of a movement speed boost, and then a huge attack speed boost. It's very, very nice. So that's pretty much the basis for why he works as a support, is the way his blood boil works. And like right there, Varus getting in a little harass on Confused Killer, the Caitlyn player. Now, the skill that goes along with that is E, his Ice Blast. Nunu launches a ball of ice at an enemy unit, deals magic damage, and slows. So the magic damage is nice, but that's not really why you take Nunu. You take it for the slow that it applies. You can see it deals a movement speed, slows movement speed by 20%, and slows attack speed by 25%. More points in the skill will actually increase the slow. It starts at 20%. I believe it goes up to 60%. I believe it's 20, 30, 40, 50, and then 60%. So the movement speed slow is quite significant. By the way, I'm not sure why Blink You Die didn't go in after Confused Killer there. He had a golden opportunity to use his Resonating Strike, and now he's going to come over here to the lane, but he steps on a trap, so that gank is, going to go for waste. And he's going to say, sorry, daydreaming, which is kind of funny. Okay, anyway, more points in Ice Blast do not increase the attack speed debuff, though. It's a flat 25%. So you do get extra slow and you get extra damage with more points in the skill, but you don't get extra attack speed debuff. Anyway, so the whole logic for how the Nunu support works is basically you keep the AD carry permanently blood boiled, give them extra attack speed, extra movement speed, then toss your snowball anytime there's a fight or anytime you want to chase. It slows down the enemy AD carry and reduces their attack speed. So you're simultaneously buffing the attack speed of your AD carry and reducing the attack speed of their AD carry, and that's a pretty potent combination. That, and of course the fact that the Ice Blast slows down their movement speed as well. So it's really good for chasing. You make your carry faster, you make the faster in movement speed, faster in attack speed, then you simultaneously debuff those same things on the enemy carry. So it's really quite good against an enemy AD carry who's based on auto attacking like Caitlyn is. It would be a little bit less useful against one that uses skills for on-hit effects like, say, Ezreal or Corki. It would be a little bit less useful for them, but it'd still be good against them as well. Anyway, I've gone back to lane. I've gone back to buy. I picked up a Philosopher's Stone, picked up a Sight Word too because we were out of them, and the lack of vision up here is a little bit scary. But anyway, going to come back to the lane. As far as the rest of the skill set on Nunu down here in bottom lane, his Q is his Consume. Like I said, this is what made him famous for jungling. You can use this in the laning phase as well because you are able to take a bite out of a minion and heal yourself, deals true damage to the target, and then heals yourself. So you can take a bite out of a melee minion or a cannon minion and it won't kill them, and you'll be able to heal yourself. Disadvantage of Nunu support, well, you do have no sustain on the carry. I have no way to heal Varus Nox, so that's why he started Boots 3 Pots as opposed to a Doran's Blade. That is a weakness of this. If you take too much damage in the laning phase and you're not able to sustain yourself, it can be pretty dangerous. Right here, though, you're going to see it in action like right there. I'm going to use my Snowball. I'm going to debuff his Confused Killer's movement speed, attack speed. Varus going to chase with the Blood Boil, and there we're able to force out a flash out of him. So that's exactly how you want to do this lane. And notice there I'm going to consume the minion. It's exactly how you want to do the lane. Use the Snowball to slow them. I keep calling it Snowball. Everybody calls his E Snowball. I guess it's technically called Ice Blast. But use the Snowball to slow, then chase with the Blood Boil, and you know, just use the fact that you're attacking so much faster than them to deal damage. Notice how we've seized control of the lane right now. We have total lane control, and I'm just going to make sure that I can zone out Confused Killer from getting any gold or experience right now. So that's pretty much how the lane is going to work, and we're just going to try to take advantage of this and just let Varus farm. Now right here, Confused Killer is going to come forward, and that's a mistake. Right there is the slow. Going to use my Snowball there. I'm going to use my exhaust. Yes, taking Summoner Exhaust, and then we're going to chase this down, and right there, Varus is going to get the kill, but oh no, I'm on a trap. I need to get out of this, and there's the flash. So going to flash out of there. Varus was actually telling me at the time, he was saying, eat a minion, eat a minion, eat a minion to heal yourself. And I hadn't even thought about that since I'm not used to playing Nunu as support. So anyway, that worked perfectly. Confused Killers. The Caitlyn player came forward just a little bit, used the Snowball, used the exhaust, and then Varus just able to do enough damage to chase it down with the help of that Blood Boil. So really, that's pretty much how you want to play the lane with a setup like Nunu Kogmaw. Okay, anyway, so on the trip back, I now have boots, and now here's another little side perk of playing as Nunu. Look how fast we're going to run back to the lane. 427 movement speed on Varus Nox. That is very, very fast on an AD carry, and so we're going to run back to the lane really fast, and then as soon as the Blood Boil is about to wear off, let's just use Blood Boil again. And so he is, like I said, he's at 427, I'm at 412. That is a lot of movement speed, and so we're going to be able to make it back here to farm pretty easily. Now, the one other skill of Nunu, most people probably are familiar with Nunu's ultimate, his Absolute Zero. He channels and deals area of effect damage. He can channel for up to 3 seconds, deals a ton of damage to anyone in the area. Right there, we're going to force out a defensive Sona ult from Beyond Sun, and he took a ton of damage. In fact, if he hadn't used that, we very well might have killed him. So on Nunu support, this is more about using it for zoning. You could try to use it to keep people off your AD carry, force them to walk through the Absolute Zero. But of course, because the channel can be interrupted, it's relatively hard to use. Best time to use it is when you can set up in the brush when they don't see you. Right there, we kind of mess up our targets. I was going after Sona, Varus going after Confused Killer, but hey, it's going to work out anyway. Has enough damage just to finish off Caitlyn, and then we're going to be able to push this wave to the tower, and so deny all these minions to Confused Killer, the Caitlyn player. So he's going to miss all this gold and experience from not being here in lane. Anyway, so those are the strengths of Nunu Kogmaw. That's really the strength right there. The ability to chase, the ability to do damage, the ability to get all that extra attack speed. As I said, the weakness, you can't really sustain yourself in lane. You need to get extra lifesteal. You need to get extra, either take a lot of extra health pots or take some extra lifesteal. Varus has picked up the second Endurance Blade for a little bit of extra lifesteal. With the mastery, with the 3% life mastery, he probably, lifesteal mastery has 9% right now, which is pretty good. Anyway, right here, in comes Awesome Sauce. So right here, Varus is going to flash, and I'm going to use my Absolute Zero. Notice I'm going to use it to chase Awesome Sauce, the Xin Zhao player, away from the carry. I'm going to use it to zone him away. And in fact, we could easily get this kill, except Varus is completely out of mana. And he's on low health, he's on low mana. He just can't really do a whole lot. So otherwise, we could have gotten that kill pretty easily. And that was one of my better uses of this Absolute Zero. I think I used it pretty well there. Varus was able to flash, and then I was able to channel. And now together, the two of us are going to go back to base. So a little bit about itemization. Genja of Moscow 5 has been the one playing Kogmaw in a lot of these tournament games. So we're going to take a little inspiration from him. We're gonna try to stack a lot of attack speed on Kogmaw. That's why the early Zeal and the Berserker Greaves are going to try to stack attack speed. And notice how much Varus actually has. Already up to 1.5 attack speed, which is really a lot with that Blood Boil. I have 4 points in the skill, so it increases attack speed by 55%. And Varus is up to 449 movement speed, so actually moving quite fast as well. So we're going to make it back to this lane fast enough to get all this farm at the tower, whereas otherwise we might not be able to do so. Now, I've already talked a little bit about what makes Nunu work as a support, so now I want to talk about, well, why pair him with Kogmaw? You know, what's the idea? Why Kogmaw? Well, for those of you who might be familiar with Kogmaw, the way his damage works is on his W, I think it's his Bio Arcane Barrage, deals percentage-based magic damage. So if you're, right here I'm just chasing the AD carry away so Varus can farm in peace. With the way his W works is when he pops his W, he gets percentage-based damage. So by stacking attack speed, you're able to get more of that percentage-based damage on every attack. Now right here, we're actually going after Sona, we're going after Caitlyn. I had a ward down right there, but apparently it was actually killed by a pink ward because Awesome Sauce just killed our ward. We actually did not realize this at the time that he had killed our ward. Meanwhile, in comes a teleport. Speaker is actually going to teleport into the lane. He's going to try to go after Confused Killers, but Confused Killers is going to flash over that Event Horizon stun. So nicely done on his part. And now I was going up here to place a ward, but for whatever reason I didn't put one down. Should have put one down in the brush right here, and that would actually turn out to be pretty significant because Awesome Sauce is going to come in again, and here comes Kaladbog, their Lee Sin jungler as well. They're going to go in and focus me, and I actually stepped on a Caitlyn trap as well, so that is not going to work out very well, and their team's going to be able to counter gank this pretty nicely, get 4 champions down here, score a kill on me, and really do a pretty nice job overall. So that was nicely done by them. The whole play was set up by them killing my ward over here by denying us vision. We would not have been caught out by that if we had had vision. So again, when I was playing the game, I was like, wait, I really thought I put down a ward over here. Did I miss something? Did I just forget to put down a ward? And no, I didn't forget to put down a ward. It was just they evidently had a pink ward over there, and they were able to kill mine. So that did make more sense. Didn't really see quite what happened until I looked at it on the replay afterwards. Anyway, excuse me, not sure what happened there. Anyway, Varus Nox, as I said, playing as Kogmaw in this game, you want to stack attack speed on Kogmaw because of the way his W works, through the fact that it deals that percentage-based magic damage. So Nunu Cog just works really, really well. One of the better combinations. I don't think Nunu support would work quite as well with a lot of other champs. There goes the Blood Boil once again. So the logic is you just stack a ton of attack speed, use your Blood Boil to get that extra attack speed buff, and then really just ride the champ from there. So you have to be a little careful with Nunu support. It would work well with some other champs. I've seen Nunu support played with Sivir and played relatively well due to the fact that Sivir is really good at chasing. So I could see that happening. It could probably work pretty well with Vayne as well due to the fact that you get extra silver bolts procs, and Vayne is also quite good at chasing. Vayne has been nerfed quite a bit as we miss out on a kill right there. Blinky Die getting another kill. Anyway, we'll get back to theory crafting in a minute because Varus is chasing after Kaladbog, their Lee Sin player, and right here Blinky Die is going to jump to him and going to finish off that kill as well. So Blinky Die going to score well, I guess it doesn't go down as a double kill, but it basically was 2 kills in a short period of time. So we're going to take that, and we're going to be able to turn that into a dragon without any real issue here. So we did just kill their jungler, and we just killed their mid. Yeah, Xin Zhao has been mid. I know you'd think he'd be top, but he actually is their mid. So that's going to allow us to take that, and then just take the dragon timer. So just a good habit to be in. Anyway, right now we're going to go for the chase once again. So right here, Snowball going to go on to Caitlyn right there, and now Varus is going to attack using his range. There's the living artillery, and boom. Confused Killers has lost like half his health, just like that. So again, that is the strength of this lane. That's the strength of the Nunu Kogmaw pairing. When you stack that extra attack speed, just so good at chasing with the extra movement speed, and he just deals so much damage, even without any damage items is sort of the thing. Notice how Varus really doesn't have any damage items, just the 2 Doran's Blades, but because of the way his W works, he's able to deal a ton of damage regardless once you start stacking that attack speed. Now up to 1.6 as we both continue to get more levels here. Anyway, there is a fight going on in top lane. Unfortunately, no health bars because I wasn't looking here during the game, so not entirely sure what's going on. Looks like it was a fight over that red buff. I think their team is going to get it. So anyway, here, just clearing traps again, continuing to take damage right there. Going to continue harassing, continue putting pressure on this tower, and going to continue clearing these traps. And I don't know if that was the best time to step on a trap, but fortunately, Confused Killer is going to miss on that Piltover Peacemaker, but I probably shouldn't have stepped on that. And then going to use the Consume in order to heal up. As I said, right there's another Snowball, going to get in a little harassed Confused Killer, going to net away, but then as he comes forward, here comes Varus Nox, and just look at how much damage, boom, just lost half his health again. So again, it's the strength of this lane, and that is where this pairing really shines in a situation like that. Anyway, Lee Sin is in the area, but we have full vision on him, so we're not too scared. Some ping's going down, and he's tried to ward Dragon, but we actually already had a pink at Dragon. I'm not sure who bought that. It actually wasn't me. So Varus is going to go ahead and clear that. In terms of minion kills, we're in really solid shape. Varus has 130 minion kills on Kogmaw, and then Confused Killers is only on 53. So like I said, we were pretty far ahead. And Kaladbog coming down here, but again with full vision, not really in much danger. But hey, here comes LeBlanc as well, and as soon as we see LeBlanc, we're like, okay, yeah, we might be able to 3v2. Let's not push our luck with 4-on-2. Now right here was a missed opportunity right there. If I could have gotten into the brush and started channeling my Absolute Zero ult, oh, I could have done so much damage. We probably could have killed Angel of Death. I'm actually going to use my exhaust and continue chasing, but he is actually going to get out of here. And right now we're a little bit confused on which target to focus, and we're going to end up focusing no one. So that was a bit sloppy on our part. Still, it was a 4-on-3 in their favor, so maybe it was better we didn't get too aggressive overall. They did have numbers there in that particular fight. Anyway, I've now maxed Blood Boil. It's up to 65%. Right there is the Snowball to get the slow on Confused Killers, and here comes the damage right there. Boom. Just lost again, like I said, just lost half his health again. So we're out damaging the sustain that Sona has. We're dealing more damage than Sona can heal up. and so that's part of what's making this lane work. Even though we don't have sustain ourselves, like I said, we're just out damaging them in this lane, and Varus is just chewing through these minions. Now right here, Blink You Die is set up for a gank, so we're going to push this minion wave to tower, and as soon as it gets up to the tower, we're going to look to attack. Right here, I am going to initiate. I'm going to throw the snowball. I'm going to also tank the tower. We want the tower shooting at me. Blink You Die going to get the kill. Now we want to chase after their Lee Sin. I need to get my Blood Boil, so there it is right there. Blood Boil on Lee Sin, chasing after the other Lee Sin, fighting his doppelganger right here, and right before the snowball can hit, Varus Nox is going to finish it off with his living artillery. So that really could not have gone any better. Going to consume a minion for a little bit of health back, but perfectly done. We got the tower low. We pushed to the tower. Blink You Die came in from the side, and there's just nothing that their Caitlyn player could do. There was nowhere that Confused Killers could go. He can't really run away. I've got the slow on him with the Ice Blast, and then we've got the Blood Boil that just gives so much extra movement speed. So anyway, here we are back at base. Varus Nox is now going to pick up his Phantom Dancer. So yes, Phantom Dancer first. I know it seems like a bit of a strange idea, but he gets all that attack speed and that critical strike chance, and of course also the movement speed as well. So when that gets stacked with the Blood Boil, he just attacks so fast, and he's just proccing his W, his Bioarcane Barrage, dealing so much percentage base damage. And now from this point out, he needs to start getting damage. He needs to start getting actual damage, because he can't just rely on his W forever. But once Varus starts actually stacking damage from this point out, it's going to be pretty crazy. So we'll see what happens as we keep going on in this match. I am just building standard support stuff. Philosopher's Stone, Heart of Gold, pretty standard. Nunu doesn't need cooldown reduction that much though. He doesn't really need to shoot Ice Blast more frequently or consume more frequently. So instead of going for cooldown boots, I believe I'm actually going to go for Aegis of the Legion as my next item. I'm going to rush that, move it up in the queue, a good support item. Don't really need to max cooldown reduction. Maybe should have gotten an Oracle though, is about all I'd say. Anyway, we're going to go in, going to try to make a play to steal their blue buff here. Here comes their Lee Sin player. Here comes Caitlyn. So that it looks like they are aware of us going after this here. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's going to get absolutely blown up by Speaker, and I was channeling my ult because I thought Caitlyn was going to try to retreat this way, but she actually just died immediately, much faster. Meanwhile, Varus is now attacking on Clodbog, and that was the wrong way to run, because Varus is going to finish that off pretty easily. And just look at how fast he's attacking right now with that, with his Phantom Dancer plus the attack speed buff from Blood Boil. So anyway, I'll try to highlight him here. He has 1.9. Oh wait, it actually just died. The Blood Boil just ran off, so we'll have to check it out again here. But should have a chance to get Blood Boil on right now, and there we go. So 1.982 attack speed, 473 movement speed, and just look at how fast he's attacking right now. When you get up to almost 2 attacks per second, just attacking so quickly, and Kogmaw just going to absolutely chew through enemies right now, and makes it easy to farm, makes it easy to push, makes it easy for him to deal so much damage to the enemy team. Anyway, we're in great shape. Varus is 402, 164 minion kills. Confused Killers just really having a rough game, 041, 56 minion kills. So we're ahead by about 3-1 in minion kills, and of course also have a bunch of champion kills as well. And in his defense, I don't even think that Caitlyn Sona is a particularly bad lane. It's a pretty strong laning combination. It's just that we've been able to just take control of the lane. We got ahead early and then just started the snowball. Now we're going to push on this tower. We're going to try to put pressure on this lane. Notice why we can do that. A ward here on the river, another ward here at their blue buff. That's why we can stay pushed up. We have good vision of anyone trying to come over. Right now, Sona's going to come forward, and there's the snowball. Going to force that flash. Sona almost going to get killed. Here comes LeBlanc. Here comes Lee Sin. So they're actually going to send 4 to bottom lane in order to defend this. And again, we're just going to put as much pressure on this bottom lane as possible. We want to force them to send extra champs to this bottom lane because it's going to open up plays for the rest of the team elsewhere on the map. Like Apocalyptic Gods can push in top lane. Speaker going to go for a kill here. Looks like he's not quite going to get it. Wish I could see how much health Angel of Death actually had, the LeBlanc player. Anyway, though, we're going to keep the focus here because that's where you can see the health bars, see what's going on. Going to continue just putting as much pressure on this lane as possible. As I said, we want to push on this tower right here. Here's the damage on Confused Killer, getting very low, and he's going to go to 150. Can't quite finish that off, unfortunately. And again, if Varus had any kind of damage items, again, he has no real damage items, just attack speed. If he had any kind of damage item, we would have finished that off, I think. Now, look how much health he's getting back due to his lifesteal. Got that Vampiric Scepter, very crucial to get on a champion who, like we said, because I don't have the heal, very important for him to get that extra lifesteal. And like right here on Sona, I'm going to use my exhaust. There is a defensive Sona ult. Is it going to allow Sona to survive? And yes, Bjarnason is going to survive, but again, we're going to force them back away from the tower. And, you know, we didn't really take much damage there. I took some tower shots, but we're just going to back off here, and I think we're going to make a play for Dragon. So we just, you know, forcing them to send 2, 3, even 4 champions to bottom lane, and by putting all that pressure on bottom lane, it's going to make it very difficult for them to really do anything in top or in mid. Meanwhile, right there, Speaker going to use his ult, and that's going to burst down Awesome Sauce. So we are going to get a kill there. And because we forced so many of them to go back and heal, we shouldn't have any trouble getting this Dragon. And look how much, just look at that attack speed, 2.066 now on Varus Nox's Kogmaw. So there goes another Dragon. Going to take our second one of the match. And now I think we're going to go back to heal and buy and get ready to move forward from this point on. So we're really in the driver's seat at this point in time. Our bottom lane is, let's see, 4-1 overall. Well, actually, no, we got more kills than that. Some of Blink You Die's kills were in bottom lane as well. Let's see, I don't know, we're ahead. I'll just leave it as that. We're pretty far ahead down there in bottom lane. And then here we go, now finally starting to itemize for the damage. There's that BF sword. So now finally going to go for Infinity Edge. And once we get Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer, it's pretty much just going to be get silly from that point out. Anyway, Apocalyptic Gods did get that top tower. I feel like he could have gotten that sooner because they were pulling champs away from top for quite a long time, but he did finally get that top tower, and now that's going to enable us to invade their jungle in the top much easier. Meanwhile, here we go, going to go in after Caitlyn. Speaker's going to get the stun, and that is going to be another kill. So nicely done to Speaker there, using his full burst combo. I thought I saw Deathfire Grasp going out there, and indeed looks like he did use it. So now we're able to score a kill mid. Now we can push on this mid tower. This is our next target. We want mid tower because we've got the side towers. We want to open up the rest of the map. And let's see, right here, I think one of us is going to tank this. Oh, Varus is tanking the tower, which is not good. We probably want the tower to shoot at me instead, but he does have all that lifesteal. He can just start healing up on it. Now, I believe we were looking to go for their red buff, but it doesn't look like it's up. So, anyway, we'll see about that. Varus, again, all that lifesteal. Notice how he's just going to heal himself right back up to full, so he doesn't even need a heal on me or anything like that. Anyway, Blink You Die is hanging out here. Here comes their Lee Sin player. Here comes Awesome Sauce as well. So a lot of their champions right here. If we can set up some kind of trap right here, I was hoping maybe I could get in a position. Right there, the stun just barely going to miss. Here comes Blink You Die, though. It looks like we're going to have a team engagement right here. Varus is going into the fight as well. A nice Sona ult, actually, from Be Honest. I'm going to cover their escape. I'm going to start channeling my ult. I was hoping that the fight, I thought the fight was going to move back into the bush. It didn't, so my ult just did nothing. Meanwhile, Varus Nox going to score a kill right there. And I actually didn't get an assist. Apparently my Blood Boil was on someone else in that particular fight. So anyway, we're going to get some pressure on the tower. Blink You Die is in a little bit of a dangerous position, but we did kill one member of their team. And as soon as this next minion wave gets up to the tower, we should be able to continue pushing. Their team is not all that organized right now. Their team is in a lot of trouble. Confused Killer is low. Kalad Bog is relatively low. And I'm going to step on the trap there to clear it. That does mean I take a few tower shots, but oh well. Not that big a deal. Just want to keep that Blood Boil on Varus Nox, and there is all the damage. Angel of Death going to jump in there, but he's going to be... Speaker is not going to hit on his Event Horizon stun. There goes the tower. Now Blink You Die just continuing to harass the enemy team. Look how much damage! Oh, is he going to be able to finish this off? No. Lee Sin going to escape right there. So again, doing a lot of damage, and we're just continuing this push here in mid because we've been able to get just a lot of poke on their team. But now we're going to decide to back off. Going to go for their blue. And we need to pay attention to Baron. Side lanes are starting to push. Once the side lanes start to push this much, we're going to back off our push in mid. Need to push out these side lanes as well and just go take care of them. So going to go back to base, going to buy some more good stuff. And then we need to be aware of Baron. People are pinging Baron. Basically, we just need to be aware of Baron. We need to make sure that their team doesn't run over to Baron and get it. That's the biggest issue. Varus is going to farm bottom lane. He probably needs a little bit more gold. Or no, he's going to red buff, I think. So keep an eye on that. Their team, in fact, could probably have rushed straight to Baron at this moment, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. Anyway, I have picked up a Oracle right here. I wanted to get some more magic resistance. I think I'm just going to build Merc Treads, which will be probably more useful than cooldown boots in any case. I'm still trying to figure out the Nunu itemizing since I said I really haven't played him. Anyway, there, gave Varus another Blood Boil on my way past. And gonna go straight to Baron. This is where I need, as a support, need to make sure that this is warded. Need to check for any of their wards. And oh, looks like that ward died just as I got there. So, oh well. Just gonna ward it and then head back out. Anyway, meanwhile, right now, like I said, we're really in the driver's seat. Ahead 14-3. We're well ahead in farm. Varus is at 205 and Speaker 139. Awesome Sauce has actually farmed quite well as Xinjiao in this game, but the rest of his team in a lot of trouble, and that is what Veigar does when he gets his death cap. So boom, full combo, and instantly kills Confused Killers. So poor Confused Killers just had a rough game, got behind early on, and once you fall behind early on, of course, it's always difficult to get back in it. Meanwhile, Varus is going back to base, and yes, he does have enough for his Infinity Edge. So now he finally has the damage to go along with that attack speed. And we're just going to go and try to force a Baron fight right now. Blink You Die is still over at their red buff, so we'll see if he's able to get it. But I'm going to start this, and with my consume, I'm not in that much danger. I can always consume stuff off of Baron. Here comes Blink You Die, going to jump in, and here comes Varus Nox. So as soon as he gets here, as soon as he starts using his damage, oh, by the way, look at this, double Kogmaw. There's the Yorick Ghost here as well, so double Kogmaw attacking Baron. Yeah, it's going to die pretty fast at that point when Kogmaw has Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and Blood Boil, and he has a Ghost clone on his side. Anyway, there is the Event Horizon stun on Sona, and right there, oh, are we going to get Sona? Nice ult, but Varus Nox is going to finish it off regardless. Now the chase is on. I need to get my Blood Boil onto Varus Nox, and I believe I'm going to get it on him. Yeah, right there. So now we're going to keep chasing. Confused Killers is low. Kaladbog, not that low. Oh, there we go. Blink You Die, going to flash. I'm going to get that Resonating Strike. Now it's Lee Sin versus Lee Sin. Meanwhile, back here, looks like we're just waiting for some minions to get into the action. Blink You Die is actually in a little bit of trouble back here. Going to get snared by LeBlanc, but that's not going to stop us from just pushing on this tower, and we really shouldn't have any trouble getting this. Look how fast the tower is dying right now. Kogmaw just eating away with his attack speed animation, so that's going to be an inhib, and we actually only killed one of them. Interesting, maybe they revived. Anyway, Blink You Die getting quite low. Speaker going to finish that one off. Angel of Death is very low, and that's going to be it, though. I actually didn't even see that surrender vote coming out, but yeah, they're going to surrender, and that's that. So that's a little bit of a different bottom lane pairing for you, Nunu Kogmaw. So anyway, let's wrap this up, look at the stat screen, and end this one. Well, the final screen shows how everybody wrapped up. Varus Nox kind of stole the show in this video with his 605 performance. Varus is a very solid Kogmaw player, and with the addition of that Nunu Blood Boil just giving him that much extra attack speed and that much extra movement speed, it was a really just an overpowering performance in that bottom lane. I felt like Confused Killers and Byanasa and the Caitlyn Sona pairing just was sort of overwhelmed by all that attack speed and weren't really quite sure what to do with it. So feels like this is a very strong pairing. We need to practice a little bit more with it. Just have only played it in the one game so far, but I can see why Moscow 5 has been running this and doing so well. Nunu's Blood Boil just seems to synergize perfectly with Kogmaw, and if we can get this to work as well in other games as we did in this game, we might be able to start playing it in some ranked games and see how it goes there. But initial impression is certainly that it's very strong. Anyway, nice performances as well from Speaker and Blink You Die. Blink You Die going 6-0 in the game, so very, very nicely done. And then a very solid performance by Apocalyptic Gods in top lane. Didn't see a whole lot of him, but he certainly didn't do anything to mess up down there in top lane. And then for the other team, really just fell behind early on. Confused Killers, unfortunately, just not able to get enough global gold, not able to get enough gold in lane, really was pushed around in that lane. Once we were able to stack all that attack speed, and Varus just started using his W over and over again. Just not a whole lot the Confused Killer could do in that lane. Once he fell behind, he wasn't able to trade back and forth with us anymore, and really from that point it was just over because we had so much pressure on their lane. I particularly enjoyed the part where we were pushing on their second tower in bottom lane, and they were sending 3 and then 4 champions down the bottom lane because we were just putting so much pressure on bottom lane. When you can push like that, it's very, very strong. You just need to ward up and try to draw as many people on the other team towards you as possible, and it really opens up plays on the rest of the map. So anyway, like I said, just one game, but early impressions were that this was a pretty strong laning pairing, so we're going to have to practice a little bit more and see how it goes. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Haven't done much with Nunu on this channel, so it's nice to get to see another champion being played and another support getting played, in addition to the same ones that we've all seen a million times. So anyway, until next time, take care, guys, and I'll see you soon.